right, let's quickly get you up to speed where we stand on the extradition of Nirav Modi. Finally, he's going to be packed off home. It's a huge, huge win where India's probe agencies are concerned. It's a 2-year-long legal battle, and the wanted diamond heir, Nirav Modi, will now be extradited back to India. The verdict was pronounced by a UK court today. Nirav is wanted for fraud and money laundering in the 13,000 crore rupee Punjab National Bank scam. He appeared before the court through video conferencing from Wandsworth prison, where he has been lodged since March 2019. The court said there is enough proof against him, observing that Indian jails are satisfactory and that Indian leaders are not influencing the Nirav case. The court said Mumbai's Arthur Road jail is fit for Nirav Modi. Nirav has been charged with obtaining loan agreements through fraudulent means. He's also been charged for causing disappearance of evidence and intimidating witnesses. All right, let's take you now through the various options on what next now for Nirav Modi. That is, now that an order has been passed that he's going to be extradited to India. The extradition order to be sent to the UK Home Secretary. The Home Secretary then will get 28 days to decide on the order. Nirav can move, viewers, at this point of time, the United Kingdom High Court for permission to appeal. Nirav can challenge the verdict in appeals court. He can also apply for asylum in the United Kingdom. So all is not quite over legally for Nirav Modi. It's not that he's going to be coming into India by the next flight out. This is going to be a long legal process which will take time. I want to connect immediately right now to our reporters, our correspondents who are tracking the story live. I have Rajiv Dubey, who's going to get us an insight onto the Indian probe agencies as well as on the entire scam. Manish is going to get us the insider track. It's a big win for Indian probe agencies, but I want to cut across to my colleague Lavina first up. Lavina, you know, we just gave out the options that are now in front of Nirav Modi. It's really not that, you know, he's going to be packed off with the first flight out of England to India. How long can it take? What is the legal recourse he still has to exhaust before he is extradited?
It can take a while for the entire legal recourse to or marathon to be run and knocking doors. The first door is that of Priti Patel, the Home Secretary, who has to sign the order. At this stage, he can put in a representation asking to review the verdict. If she does not think that it needs any revision and signs it, then within 14 days, he has the right to go to the Court of Appeal on a point of law, pointing of law on the basis of law in the verdict. And then if the Court of Appeal rejects this application of his, then he can put in an application seeking permission to appeal in the Supreme Court. This application is usually decided on paper by 2-judge bench, but then these judges can order oral hearing as well. And once they say no, that is when all the doors have been exhausted of extradition and the Westminster Magistrate Order could be upheld. This could take any time from 3 months to 12 months, really. And does Nirav Modi in this entire period remain in Wandsworth prison, where he has been since March 20th, 2019. But then there are some elements of surprise that have been quite stark and has sort of, for me, who has covered this case, changed, is a turning point between the extradition history of India and UK.
All right, Lavina, would you stay on with me? I want to cut across to Munish before we go to Rajiv. Munish, it's clearly a big win where the Indian probe agencies are concerned. They've mounted their case. They've got this extradition.
Yeah, Preeti, of course, it's a big win not only for Indian government, but also for the investigative agencies, that is Central Bureau of Investigation and the Enforcement Directorate. And what was interesting, while the UK court was delivering the order that 16 volume of evidence was given by the Indian investigative agencies, and the court has relied on it. Also, what is going to be important that there are options, legal options for Nirav Modi to stay in UK for a while. But also remember that Nirav Modi has been in jail since the time he has been arrested, and now whenever he is applying for any legal course, for example, if he's moving to the UK High Court or European Human Rights Court, or even if he's applying for asylum, there are facts which is on record, in the UK court. Those things will be considered, and the way the order has been pronounced and the evidence against Nirav Modi has been given a prominent role in the extradition. Now that is going to certainly play a very important role in his extradition, and what according to our sources within the Enforcement Directorate and Central Bureau of Investigation, what they hope that of course it is going to be a very complicated process, but they are hopeful that soon it will be decided. Even if he's taking any legal recourse in UK, soon it will be decided that Nirav Modi will be extradited to India and he will face the law of land.
All right, stay with me, Munish. I want to go across right now to Rajiv Dubey, my colleague as well. Rajiv, there's a lot of word right now and there's a lot of commentary on people drawing parallels between Vijay Mallya and Nirav Modi. How are these two cases different? How is it easier to get this extradition and not his?
Well, Vijay Mallya's case, as you know, is going round and round in circles. In this case, Nirav Modi has been under arrest, has been in prison, and this has moved much faster until now as compared to the Vijay Mallya case. In this case, the fraud has already been established. If you see the judgment, it is very clear. There is inevitable conclusion that there's clear link between Nirav Modi, Nihal Modi, and Shetty and Joshi, and that this is a case of operating dishonestly and to defraud the Punjab National Bank. The trail of evidence has been established. The court has rejected all the other pleas that had been put forward, including the jail conditions, his own mental condition, his own health. All those conditions have all been rejected, and in this case the only option left before him is to go to the Court of Appeal, where you can only appeal with a question of law. So the case has been established. He's all his pleas have been rejected. Everything else seems to be in order, unless the UK government itself decides to overrule the court judgment and not extradite him. This should be going through before the end of the year, hopefully.
All right, before the end of the year, let's get a quick comment in from Lavina as well. Lavina, Nirav Modi had joined from the jail where the hearing was going on. What are you hearing from his counsel?
His counsel have not they haven't commented anything at all here before or after, which is quite customary here. But if I can tell you that Nirav Modi himself looked quite solemn. He had a long grown beard till about his chest. And usually such decisions, when they come, the council knows the day before and they are told to the person concerned. So he knew what is coming, and he knew that if he has to pursue any of these legal options that are given to him and are his right here in the UK, he'll have to do it from the confines of Wandsworth prison.
All right. Appreciate you joining us, Lavina. Thank you there. And thank you, Rajiv and Munish. Gentlemen, we're going to keep coming back to you for more updates on this story. But who is Nirav Modi? For all of us who want a little bit of a rejog of our memory in terms of who was the diamantaire? What did he do? How did he land where he did? Take a look at this.
I'm Nirav Modi. I am the founder of the brand Nirav Modi. I'm a third generation diamantaire.
Diamonds are in his DNA. Nirav Modi wowed the world with his exquisite diamond creations before showing us that what dazzles can also cut deep and draw blood.
And I started working here 25 years ago and started the brand 5 years ago just to make the most exquisite jewelry.
A third-generation jeweler from an illustrious diamond family that migrated to the world's diamond capital several years ago. Nirav Modi left Antwerp and returned to India to start his business under the guidance of his maternal uncle Mehul Choksi. Nirav made headlines when one of his necklaces got sold for a whopping $3.56 million at a Christie's auction in Hong Kong in 2010. The Golconda Lotus necklace featured a rare purplish-red hexagonal-shaped diamond surrounded by several pear-shaped diamonds of 2.6 carats each. With this stunner, Nirav became the first Indian jeweler to be featured on the cover of the Christie's catalogue. Another of his creations, the Reverie of Perfection, featuring 36 flawless white diamonds weighing a total of 88.88 carats, was sold at Sotheby's Hong Kong auction 2 years later. Soon, Nirav Modi's jewellery blazed a trail across the world's high streets to emerge as one of the most high-profile luxury brands. His pieces, which range from 5 lakh rupees to 50 crores, have adorned necklines of celebrities, inspiring the envy and awe of his peers. Soon the Wharton School dropout turned diamond jeweler was seen wining and dining with the who's who from Hollywood and Bollywood.
I never dreamed I'd be saying such foolish words, feeling like the luckiest girl in the world.
Over the years, his distinctive designs have been promoted by the likes of Priyanka Chopra, Andrew Dickonu and Rosie Huntington-Whiteley. His creations have featured on the ramps of the London, New York and Paris fashion weeks. Nirav Modi featured in Forbes India's richest people list in 2016 with a net worth of $1.74 billion. What's surprising is that after fleeing the country in the first week of January this year, he was seen with the Indian business delegation at the World Economic Forum in Davos in the last week of January. This photograph, where he's seen with the country's biggest business tycoons and Prime Minister Modi, was taken on the 23rd of January, almost 3 weeks after he had fled.
Welcome back. You're watching our Fact Check segment where we bust certain claims masquerading to be facts on social media platforms and WhatsApp groups. Now, there's an image that's floating about suggesting that people have been trapped after a flyover collapse in Hyderabad. Not true. This is a 2018 video from Uttar Pradesh's Varanasi. Nothing to do with Hyderabad, nothing to do with any collapse of a flyover in Hyderabad, but a 2018 video from Varanasi. With that fact check, it's time for us to wrap up this edition of 7 at 7. But do stay tuned. Up next is To The Point. Hi everyone, Preeti Chaudhary here. Hope you like this video. For latest news and analysis, like and subscribe to the India Today YouTube channel. And don't forget to press the bell icon to stay updated. Thank you for watching.